Hey guys, today I have another what I'm watching on Netflix for you. So first up on today's list is going to be the show The Borgias. This is a time period piece set back in the 15th century Rome. Familiar faces here. First up we have Jeremy Irons. Most notably, he is the voice of Scar in the original animated Lion King. He was also in The Man in the Iron Mask. Our next actor, I'm going to put his name here because I cannot pronounce his last name. And we also have Holiday Granger, another from the live action Cinderella movie. So let's get into storyline. This is going to take place, as we said, in the 15th century Rome with the Pope. Now, at this time, the Pope held just as much, if not more, power and influence than kings. And while I understood that they held power and they held position, I wasn't aware of the capacity, how much power and influence they held until watching this series. This show has it all. They have bribery, there's treachery, there's murder. And you're also seeing those very polar opposite on the economical scales. You were either very rich or you were very poor. There was seldom anything in between. And at the top in this series was the Pope and all of the clergy below him. This show is showing very political views of this time period and how that related into the church. A lot of times we think church and state are different and separate, but not in this instance, not in this time period. Just like many politicians or kings or any kind of people seeking more power and more influence in this time, you are going to get that same thing here. You're just in a church setting. Our second series is going to be another timepiece. We're going to travel a little bit further back in time to Viking areas for this show, and that is going to be The Last Kingdom. Now again, this series is showing the Viking invasion and how the Last Kingdom, to stand against them, work toward that goal. Now, at the beginning of this show, there is a young boy who is taken captive by the Vikings and raised as one of their own. This takes you through his journey of finding where he belongs. He's a little too Viking to fit in with Saxons, which he was born into, but yet he's not quite Viking enough for some of those who he's now living among. Everyone is out for themselves. Everyone is out to gain something. What I really find interesting about this is that although our main character is seen as savage, he is probably the character of the show who has the most honor, the most integrity. Some of the higher position people who are looked at as civilized and higher standing are some of the ones backstabbing and committing these crimes, but because of their social standing, is looked at as okay. Our last one in this video is going to be Falling in Love. This is a Netflix original movie. It is a new movie just premiering a few days ago. At the time that I am filming this, let's go ahead and look at some of our actors here. Very familiar face is going to be Christina Milian. Many are familiar with her from her music career or her movies such as Love Don't Cost a Thing. We also have Adam Demos. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. You may recognize him from the show Unreal. Now this movie I find a little bit similar to Under the Tuscan Sun. Our main character, Christina Milian's character, is having trouble in her life, in her work life. She's very corporate, very organized, very driven, but she runs into a wall and as a result decides to move to New Zealand to open up a B&B. One of the main things that this show shows us very early on is to not trust everything that you see on the internet. Not everything is as it seems. So of course, in her journey in this new land, this new culture, this new customs, she's having to kind of find herself. She finds help through the locals, and one in particular who is going to be our male lead. They do decide to work on the B&B together. Now, of course, she's going to find obstacles along the way. There's an ex to consider. There's local competition. There's money. But can she do it in the end? I think this is a great family movie to sit down and watch on the weekend. Grab popcorn, watch any three of these. Again, the only family approved one I think on this list is going to be Falling in Love. Let me know if you've seen any of these and what you thought of them in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. If you are here at the end of this, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. That way you can see all future videos. Feel free to go back and watch old videos. Hit the like button if you like this one. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time.